Good afternoon, Sunday the 26th of April. I seem to have a beam of light. I have the Super Trooper again. Lighting issues, sorry. If this is the movement snack you would like to participate in, stay here. If not, there's loads of others you can scroll back and find. So if you'd like this one, if you're following in order, it's Sunday the 26th and it's the 4 p.m. movement snack. If you're watching after on YouTube or back on the Facebook group, you have the luxury of being able to pass by this, scroll on about 4 minutes and the movement snack will start. But for now, I'm saying hello to our movement snackers tuning in live for this 10-ish minutes of calm and stretch. Just trying to read what's going on. Wales is in, Calgary is in, Northumberland is in. Oh, I've just missed some up the screen, sorry, while I was introducing the preamble. Good afternoon, everyone. I can't say it's lovely to see you, and it's a bit weird to say lovely for you to see me. It's all a bit strange. All I can say is thanks for coming back. Hello Trevor, hello Wendy, hello Chris, hello Dee, hello Bob, hello Jane. Who else? Tomorrow, I was just looking at our chart, looking at our progress chart here. We've done that side, look. We've done that side. Tomorrow sees the start of week six of this mission. And we have new people joining our Merry Movement Slacker Band all the time. So if you are new to the group, if you joined recently, although I add progressions as we go, the key themes run through all of the movement snacks. So you should be able to pick it up and follow at any point. All the fundamentals, all the underpinning features of the movement snacks. More movement, accumulate additional movement, meaningful movement, thoughtful movement over time, so that everyday activities of daily living maybe become a little bit more easier, so you can do stuff for longer without getting tired. And we're looking to optimise mobility, optimise opportunities to keep the legs strong, keep the upper body strong, and to keep all the body parts working together. There we go. That's it in a nutshell. Bolton, hello. I've parked up my phone with the window behind it, so it hasn't really helped me. If I'm looking a bit strange, I have to get the right angle so I can see what's being said. How's your afternoon? Any crowbarring to report? By that I mean any additional knee bends, any hovering while overcast in Gateshead. I think it's a 30-second and then we can go. I think we're there. I've got a different angle on the clock. Yeah, let's do it. I'm sure some of you want to get back out into the garden, I'm guessing. Adil, do you know you've called us movement Snickers? Did you mean to call us movement Snickers or snackers? Was it a typo? I quite like the sound of a movement Snicker. Has a bit of an edible connotation, like we're covered in chocolate. Don't go there. Okay, right. Should we do a 3, 2, 1? 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley. Thank you for coming back, or hello if it's the first time. This is the afternoon, the 4 p.m. movement snack, and the theme around this 10-ish minutes now is slow, coordinated, 3-dimensional movements involving head, trunk, weight transfer, arms, all that replicate the requirements of life. But we just have a time now to think about that and consider it a little bit more. And then we have a full body stretch stretch. Join in, sit or stand options, change whenever you need to from sit between stand. Have a look at the movement of these three-dimensional moves now. Have a look and then decide if you want to do that in sit or stand. Let's do it. I've given us another new perspective today. So I've got a shorter chair, so whatever chair you're in, hip walk forward into position for the circ boost. We're going to do the same in stand, using external support, a wall or something solid here. Start the circ boost leg march, the rhythmical march, and then we're going to think through the checks for that. So lifted through the posture. So by length and lifted we mean grow in the middle here, and then lift and open here. So imagine yourself in profile, and if you feel like this, you want to be feeling like this. Then consider feet, ankles and toes. The knees are low, the posture's lifted, and then we can bring in alternating arms, tucking the elbows in, and just feel active but relaxed. Keep going if that's your preferred posture in stand. In sit, starting either from the top end on the arm march, 1 or 2, or hands together, guiding the elbow through. Ankles, feet and toes if that's an option for you. I'm in a low chair today, and that really squeezes me here in hips, and this just isn't comfortable. So we have some alternatives if you find yourself in a low chair. We can take some controlled extensions. We could take some feet slightly forward and some alternating toe taps, or we could take some alternating heels. So there's lots of options if you find yourself in a low chair. The circulation boosting at 4 p.m. may serve to actually calm and reduce kind of heart rate, bring us to a point of calmness as opposed to boosting the circulation, as it were. So just stand tall, take a moment just to stand tall or sit tall and consider, is your weight even? Are you lengthened here from the middle? Is the chest open and comfortable? And just take a pause for a moment and just feel that activity in a strong, steady, stable position in sit or stand. We're going to move into a minute or so of what we call three-dimensional movement, where there's lots of things happening, and I'm going to kind of invite you to think about and consider what's happening, starting with some arm actions. And I'm going to give you 2 options here. The first option is this lift and lower, this float position here. So I bring the arm up, and can you see the wrists are part of that? I can take one arm, I can change to the other one. If I'm in stand and I want to use this support, I can stand closer to the support if that helps. I can stand with my hips on the support, that might work for me, so I can free up both arms. Loads of options. There's the wall option. Just stand strong, tall, and just feel both of these arms on a slow raise and a float down, and it's the same in sit. In sit, lifting out of the hips. This isn't a big range of movement, and it's as slow as you like, and it should feel good for you. It should feel controlled. Breathe as you go. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe, but please just breathe. There's the first option, arms. I'm going to give you a second option on arms, and it's one that we've been learning in these previous days. Have a look, pick it up when you see it. The first progression is one hand and down, and then the other one. I'm going to turn this way so you can keep seeing me. But that's not really doing what we want it to do. Here's the next step. I look at the hand, I follow the hand, I look back, and then it comes down. That's the next progression. Turn the head, I look ahead, but the hand carries on. Have a look. I turn the head and the hand carries on. So I continue the arm movement without my gaze. But that's not all. Now I want to start to bring in, if I can, both arms. Both arms. I watch the gaze, I come back. So I have my attention on one hand whilst the other hand is still moving. And we're trying to get the head and both hand movements. So select which one you want, either this waving your hands like clouds or this vertical up and down float. Pick which upper arm, upper limb movement you prefer. It's still not doing what we want it to do. We want to add in some weight transfer, all on this strong lifted posture. So we're going to take the feet slightly on a split stance here. I mean, you can see my feet. Knees follow toes. This is the same in sit as well. We adopt that same position if that's an option. So if you have the option to position the feet, it's here. Or it may just remain here depending on what type of chair you're in. So here's the lower body option, and it's a weight shift there and there. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I stay tall in the middle. I'm just shifting the weight. It's very small, small as you like, really smooth. It's a glide, posture stays lifted. Then we can start to bring in one hand in the stand if you prefer. So we can get that ready on a single hand. And then we can keep the sway to change hands. So I'm just using the support as I feel I want to with the sway. And then as and when you feel you can still be close to the support if you need. We can start to bring in the sway and the hands. Or the floaty arms, the vertical arm up and down. Okay, just have a few more seconds on that. Which one do you prefer? How does that feel? These are complex movements. When there's both arms, when there's a head, when my arms are moving, when I'm not looking at them, and when my body is shifting and swaying. These are essentially all the requirements of life. But for now, we're just mindful of how we're moving through those different elements. It should feel good for you. If it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Simple as that. All right, that's it. Let's have a stretch. Okay, drawing a line under that little sequence. Now we're going to stretch, and we're going to start from the bottom up today, as we have been. The first one is the calf stretch. We're going to stretch the muscle in the lower leg. Lots of support. Don't want to challenge balance. Depending on your current mobility will depend how far back this goes. Toes forward, heels down. An extra lift out here, and I'll feel another bit of stretch down here. We get a buy one get one free here. 2 stretches for the price of 1. Hold this for a few, looking to build up time. If you want to come out and have a little release and go in again, that's okay as well. 8, 12, 20, 30 seconds would be good if you can. Don't forget to do the same on both legs. Continue with that in stand and move slowly in and out these stretches. Seated calf stretch is straight leg position, upright position, and the toe comes back towards you. And again, we're looking to hold that, building up to 12, 20 seconds. Slowly release, have a little relax, go in again if you'd like. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Take the lock off the knee, a little knee bend might help with this. Toe comes back, press the heel forward. All unlifted posture. If calf stretch isn't an option for you, focus on the back of arm stretch that we're going to come to in a moment, and lifting through here, keeping the head steady, if calf stretch isn't an option to you. So from the calf stretch and stand and a bit of a front hip stretch, now we're going to consider the back of the thighs here. And for the purposes of these movement snacks, I'm just going to show you the seated option. And it's one of the reasons why I brought you into a lower chair. It might feel more comfortable in a lower chair, and a squashy chair might feel more comfortable behind the thighs than it does in a hard chair. So the chair makes a difference to how we can get into these positions. So have a look here. Extend the leg. I'm turning slightly sideways so you can see. And because I'm a little bit lower, might free up the position here in the hip a bit more. Take the knee off the lock, relax the foot. Here's this position we've been talking about, lifting out, tilting as much length here as you can, and then I'm going to take the ease forward. Now because I'm in a lower chair, I might actually get into this position quicker than I ordinarily would, because it's affected the angle of my hip here. So have a feel with this. Remember, we've been talking about this position, this lift is really critical to find this sensation of stretch on the back of the leg. Come out of the stretch slowly, release, 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 come in again. If back of thigh stretch isn't an option for you for whatever reason, I'm going to say to focus on the upward side stretch, or this one here. I'm going to come to it in a moment. So rather than sit there not being active, just focus on another stretch that is an option for you. Sideways so you can see, have a look. It's the straight leg, here's the checks. Relax the foot, it might be more comfortable to be down, depends on your ankle mobility. We definitely want a bit of a bend on this knee. We definitely want to lift out of the hips as long as you can between the ribs here. Stay tall, stay lifted, and we hinge, hinge, hinge. Slow, 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 feel the stretch. And it'll take a bit of adjustment, release the foot, a little bend on the knee, adjust through the pelvis to find that sensation of stretch. And stretching should feel good for us. It generally feels good. It shouldn't be painful or uncomfortable. If it is, come out of the stretch slowly. We need to consider some different options. Looking to hold this one 20, 30 seconds, if not more. And remember here, you can see it directly relates to all of our activities that require us to get down to lower level feet, toes. Can you see? Straight back position. Slowly come in, have a little release. So whether you're in sit or stand, just take some shoulder rolls, take some extra marches. And now let's consider the back of the arm stretch here. In standing, we don't want to challenge the balance. If you're really confident in stand and you have no concerns, then by all means go for this. If balance is a consideration for you, just have a sit down. We don't need to be stood for this one because the stretch is back of the arm, head is still, holding this position here. We're trying to increase the flexibility around the shoulder area. And then from here, if comfortable, we can go for a reach just for a couple of seconds and then come out again. If getting the arm up high in an extended position isn't for you, or you have restriction, being in a low chair with arms can actually help also. I can use the arm of the chair here to lean in. I can take an elbow high position, and then I can add a little bend into that because I've got loads of support here. I can use that arm, can you see that anchor? And I can have an extra bendy squeeze and then come out. So that can help really get this stretch down the side if long arms isn't an option. Same on the other side. There's the hold, 8-12 seconds. Up above the head, it's just a couple of seconds. Extra reach, 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 reach. Support the arm out. All finished with a topping, a sprinkling in this snack of a chest stretch here. Again, only stand and be freely standing if you have no concerns with balance. I'm looking to squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the head level, maintain normal breathing. In the chair, that could be hands behind or hands on the chair for an extra squeeze. But if you have any uncomfortable sensations here in the shoulders, just keep it there. And you can come in and out of these. Have a little release and relax. Lift up. Whatever you do, it should feel good. So have a feel, have a roam around how you can move, how you can stretch. Enjoy the movement snack, folks. All right, we're done. Another 30 minutes in the bag. I've ticked it off already on our chart. If you continue on 3 snacks a day for a week, that's 3.5 hours of additional movement minutes just by crowbarring in these little 10-minute snacks. And don't forget as well, it's not just the act of participating in these 10 minutes, it's the thoughts that you then take out into all of your activities, how you stand, how you sit, how you move, how you place your feet when you walk. So it's a win-win. We're accumulating so many gains. It's ridiculous. It's a win-win. Thank you very much for coming back on a sunny Sunday. Go round all those again if you want to. Keep on crowbarring, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for our mobility routine. Thank you very much. Goodbye.